have no idea what kind of chapter this was. Still despise Bakugo, and even though it seems he and Deku now have a little bit of a tsundere relationship because All Might considers them have made up a little bit more. Hi, for those who are watching, it's the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. This chapter introduced back two of my most despised, three of my most despised characters, Bakugo, Shinso, and now that copycat guy. They are back here, and I just have a very big feeling it's not gonna spin well. First of all, the chapter begins with All Might telling Bakugo everything. Of course, Bakugo still cannot exactly believe the fact that Deku was chosen. However, he still says that I'm gonna make everything mine and rise even higher. But Deku says they're gonna do that, and even though they still argue about that, according to All Might, they are now proper rivals. Finally, they are taken to Aizawa, who of course explodes, and it seems like he doesn't know the secret. It is confirmed that the one who did stop Aizawa was not the mole, as a lot of people thought. It was All Might, who tells them that, can you leave this to us? And All Might managed to somehow pull up an excuse, playing a little bit on the fact that all Bakugo's inferiority complex. The fact he always says so much how Bakugo evolves, and he still said that. So he wonders who threw the first punch, and both Deku and Bakugo says that. So Bakugo gets 4 days, and Deku gets 3 days of house arrest. I like the fact that Bakugo gets longer than Deku. That is very satisfying. So he also says they are they are not allowed to go to the ladies' quirk. So they are gonna do so many statements. Elsewhere, the class are actually wonder why could they be so stupid, but they of course dodge the question. As the others go for their opening ceremony, Bakugo and Deku slightly talk to each other. Not exactly face to face, but it says that your wine motions are too big, says Bakugo, and it doesn't well mix with punches, it pisses me off. Back on the lines, the Class A meets Class B, who reveals that everyone in Class B passed, much to the frustration. It's so annoying that that he was the only one that all of Class B passed. I mean, the only one I technically despise is that copycat guy. The rest is fine. We're also introduced to that foreign girl. We have seen her name a lot of times, but not exactly introduced. The unicorn, the one who's modeled a lot after My Little Pony. I gotta say, she looks very adorable. It seems she's not exactly familiar with languages, even as Bakugo. Well, no, not Bakugo. As the copy guy says that. And then we're introduced to Shinso, who the tape man reveals says he seems a little bit rougher now. Is it just me, or does it look like he has gotten a little bit more bigger or muscular? Maybe it's just me, but does that mean he finally moved on to... I mean, don't get me wrong, I did not want him to do that, but does it mean he has moved into the hero department? I guess he must have passed the exam, but the fact that he looks rougher highly hints of something very darker. Then the principal throws a very big system as Denki plays with Tailman's Mashiro's tail, and then also talks about the fact that the loss of our pillar, the effects of the incidents have begun to manifest themselves even faster than one could have imagined. However, he also says that this is a hero internship, meaning that they're gonna do something the second and third years are gonna be engaged with. It's something similar to their field training. So I actually hope we see more of the other characters. Given to the fact that Deku and Bakugo on house arrest, this should be probably a good time for the other characters to shine a little bit. But I don't think they will. So he says with big courage that you are the successors to our society. And then we are seeing a very peculiar flashback from All Might. One flashback I haven't really seen before. I'm not exactly sure when he got this flashback, but it seems like Either a long time ago, or actually, what I mean to say is, I do not know if he got this a long time ago or if he got this after he chose Deku as his successor. But he gets a flashback saying he was looking for a successor that was going to be higher than his chosen one. So the principle says if you're looking for a successor, then there's no better way to find one other than a UA. Um, so All Might in his head says, while I was searching for a successor, every once in a while I would get an official request from UA. There is someone who would surely be fitting successor to you there. And then we are seeing a guy whose face we do not see. But as All Might looks at all the different kids. Are you telling me he had perhaps already picked one successor? Technically, shouldn't they be quirkless? No, wait. No, they shouldn't. Scratch that. They don't have to be quirkless for All Might to choose them. It's just that he himself was and Deku was. But I do wonder. Did All Might already find another successor before he chose Deku? And who is that guy whose face is seen? Is that Shinzo? The fact that he says that he's rougher now makes me actually question, is it possible he was also chosen somehow? As I said before, this chapter I did not particularly like. Just information. The only thing I liked about this character, we saw the other characters of this chapter. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good one though, because it ended with a lot of different questions. Did All Might already have another successor, or did he mean figuratively found one who would be like him, just not have the all for one quirk? Give me your thoughts if you have any.